Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb, as always. First, let me apologize in advance to the group of Gentiles who would never do the things that the other Gentiles have done and perpetrated historically against the Negro woman, the Negro family, the Negro child, and the Negro man. It is well understood that it's not all of you. There was a part of me a few years back that stated that until white men start dying at the hands of black men at the rate that black men die at the hands of whites, it won't end. It won't end. It's the ultimate eye for an eye. My mindset was, if you get killed in Texas, then they get killed in California, and you tuck a note in his pocket. If we get killed in California, they will be dying in New York with a note in their pocket. But that was the old me. That was the old me. I couldn't justify it. You know why I couldn't justify it? Because I know that the would-be assassin, and that's what they would be called, would not be able to verify the evil within the white man. In other words, they wouldn't be able to tell the good from the bad. And we cannot afford to take the life of one of God's, be they white or not. We just cannot afford it. So that's not in me anymore. But you should be careful. You should be careful, because I know that is a winning formula. If we make you responsible for the work of your own hands and the lives of your own people, to the point that every time you kill one of us, one of you die. Period. End of discussion. One of you die. We would not care beyond your race or your gender. But then that would make me like you. That would make me like you. And you don't even have a righteous leg to stand in. In fact, what are you upset about? Move out the way, white woman. These are your sons. What are you upset about? What are you so filled with hate? You do know I would never gun down your child. And at least twice in my life, they've given me the opportunity to gun their asses down. I'm going to give you an example. I was in Humble, Texas in 2020. Okay? I'm in a store. I walk outside. I hear this young white man that was about 17. And I did say white man. You want to say child. You want to say kid down the street. Now, was I justified in blowing his goddamn brains out? Would I have been justified? He's made the threat. He's met the elements. The Constitution says that I can use lethal force to protect property and life. You wrote these rules. You wrote these laws. Yet he walks around alive today. Why? Because I recognize his youth. And we can be ignorant in our youth. No real reason for him to die when he's not even through developing yet. At the elements, it's a clear-cut self-defense. Clear-cut. I don't have to be her man. I don't have to be her brother. I don't even have to be anything to bring up the elements of law. And the elements of law would have said he earned his own keep. So now he's out there in the bleeding in the fucking parking lot, looking up at the goddamn sky, breathing his last. But I'll be termed the murderer. You're going to make sure that that's not self-defense, Lord. Well, you know what? Again, I'm Julia, 55 and working at a public pool as a lifeguard, and 55 and having words with children. I don't have words with children. I speak what I speak and I leave them on their way because I already know that they don't have the mental wherewithal or the emotional or psychological understanding to understand what's going to happen next if I stay here and you keep running your damn mouth, making these threatening moves. No, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to respect your child and I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave because I don't want your blood on my hand over bullshit. I want you to earn your keep. White supremacy comes in. This is where the devaluement of one's life comes in. At the first hearing, the judge said that he exercised a lack of judgment. A lack of judgment. A lack of judgment? He just kills someone and put another one on a life support. Both shot from behind. When did it become okay to shoot people in the back? They didn't even do that in the Old West. In fact, if you had a gunshot wound in the back, it was assumed that you were murdered, that it was not self-defense. Now, all of a sudden, I can shoot somebody in the back, and the judge calls it a lack of judgment. A child dead, lack of judgment. One dying, a lack of judgment. Really? Really? So let's look at this other case. Let's look at the other case. And I'm not going to be calling names of states or cities. Here's a young black man, 17, 16, sitting underneath a tent, a $20 ass pop-up tent meant to keep the sun and the rain off of you. It's not even worth the $20, but there it is. So he's sitting there, and two young white men come and assault him, put hands on him. He stabs one of them. And the whole white media wants to make it look like this is a clear case of murder. He was stabbed in the heart. You think that someone 17 years old have the training to stab someone in the heart? No, he was raising their ass up off of him. He had a knife. And you don't have a weapon in the United States and in the most violent, racist country in the world? To where, I mean, in a place that the dominant society believes that they can kill you at will, and you don't have a weapon, then something's wrong with you. They have shown you a history that they will kill you at will. And the white media goes crazy. Why? Because a young black man defended himself. He's sitting there minding his business quietly, watching a track meet. I understand that it wasn't his tent, then call the police. Who are you as the white boy to walk up and tell him anything to the point that you put your hands on him and you wind up dead? That is self-defense. If you put your hands on me, you got a 50-50 shot, more than a 50-50 shot, of winding up dead. Then what will you say? What is the difference in these two cases? White men. Don't you get it? White judge, white media, white teenagers, and he's facing murder charges. Not self-defense, but it's the classic case of self-defense. Now, all of a sudden, self-defense becomes nuanced. The prosecutor ain't saying that they didn't start the shit. They're not saying that they didn't throw the first punch. No, they're saying that they shouldn't die for that. That's their children. They were only acting like teenagers. They were acting like boys. Okay. I'll give your boys wide berth. You need to give our boys wide berth. They stupid like your boys. Undeveloped like your boys. Full of testosterone, no understanding of fucking life, and they get to live. Except this time, they died. And where did they learn this behavior at? Where did they learn this behavior? that they can just walk up to someone black and just have words. In 1980, you would have never did this here because you knew we gonna beat your ass. In 1990, you wouldn't have done this here because you know we gonna beat your ass. What's the difference? Generation. Generations. Generational. But trust me, Generation X, they know we're going to beat your ass up. We ain't going to use no guns. We're going to go fist to fist with that stupid shit. Here's an example. When the movie Roots came out, oh, black people was upset. White people was upset too. And this anger had permeated the school system. You had black kids and white kids forced to be together, forced, because you went out and made sure you shut down every black high school, every black middle school, every black elementary school, because you cannot stomach the fact that there's nobody there watching what they're being taught, what they're learning, what's being said. So in you come with integration. Once again, because you live in fear. You live in fear of the work of your own hands or the possible repercussions of your own hands. So the whole idea of anything being all black, you find it disturbing. So you make sure that you have someone that ain't black at all times around black people. Why do you think that is? Because you're guilty as fuck. You know you got it coming. That's why you're like that. It ain't your nature. No. You're not going to put this off on nature. This ain't your nature. No, this is you on the outside of your nature, operating in the devilish-ass system that you yourself created that you can't deal with now. But back to what I'm saying. 55 years old, working at a public pool as a lifeguard. I have never seen him. This guy's a loser. He's lucky I don't call him by name. This is a loser. How the fuck you get to be a white man in this privileged ass, benefited ass society and be forced to work at a public pool? You a loser. Any real white man is going to call your ass a loser. I know what I'm talking about. You a loser. A big-ass L stamped on your head. And what's with the bald head? You do know that bald head don't mean your ass is tough. I mean, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man? So where do all this go? You think that eventually, not only that, but you present your child as fatherlessness, as fatherless, knowing, I mean, what the rest of society sees, knowing that has taken from them any advantage that they would have into becoming men in the first place. So you out here in these white communities, and I've been in them a lot. I'll be in them again in a week if everything goes well. I prefer to live around diverse neighborhoods. It's not because I'm anti-minority or anything, but it gives shit an imbalance. It balances things out. All the way up until obviously you bump into 55-year-old white men working at a goddamn public pool with a gun against a policy. And the judge say, well, he acted in bad judgment. No, judge. He's a murderer. He's a murderer, flat out. A lack of judgment, that's the judgment of a teenager. That's the judgment of a child. That's no judgment at all. I can't even see, I can't see myself shooting your children because they pissed me off. Or because they took, after talking shit to me, took 2 steps forward, now I can kill them. I can kill them legally. This is what your law say. Talk shit, walk forward, blow your brains out. He done met the elements of self-defense. Just like that. But this is not what you would want to entertain. No. You're not going to have the same attitude when it's your children being murdered. So when do we expect 15-year-olds to have the judgment of grown-ass men? Oh, and this dude here, 55, act like he the 15-year-old. What are you even having words with them for? And then you lie about it. They tried to steal my bike. A bike, my nigga? A bike, and I use the term nigga most liberally. A bike? A bike. Oh, Lord. Oh, please tell me that you don't have children. Tell me that no white woman out there worth her salt. The first thing said, he served his country, honorable discharge. What the hell that mean? Serving your damn country mean you've been out and abroad murdering the people over resources. That's what this military does. I'm not impressed. Them not soldiers. They're hired killers. Calling themselves soldiers. But that's okay too. So once again, I'm going to get back to my white followers. Do me a favor. Put your hands over your ears. I'm not talking about you. And it's called self-defense. Was they going to make a big circle like a rabbit and come back to the target? No, they seen the gun and they took off running. They never laid a hand on him. There is no self-defense here. And the judge saying that he exercised a lack of judgment. Well, it was a lack of judgment that made you enslave millions. It was a lack of judgment that made you make policy after policy that have destroyed the black population. Was that lack of judgment too, or was it just a bad decision? A bad choice that black folks who move out into white communities, how many of you gonna get killed? How many of you are gonna, because it ain't the hood, it's not the hood children getting killed. It's the successful Negro, the one who insists that that success means a big house, living amongst white folk, so that they can see that you made it and that you just like them, and then you put up with the racism. You put up, I know what I'm talking about. You put up with the racism at Kroger. You put up with the racism from the local police. You put up with the fucking race in a world built for you by policy, by law, by monetary policy, by political policy, sociological policy, and you still become a loser. What was you, on dope or something? An alcoholic? How'd you go wrong? Because I love to know, how'd you go from privilege to being just a 55-year-old white guy filled with vengeance to the point that I got to ride around in my neighborhood where he lived? I feel so, I don't mean to besmirch you. And while I'm at it, maybe I should asperse the producer of you, your mothers and fathers, that apparently are still teaching you that you are some part of a dominating factor in this country. No. Do you look at yourself? Because I look at myself. I'm fully aware of everything I've done. Everything. I don't forget it. I wear it on my sleeve. But anyway, I was at a store. Here comes this white man in a strange vehicle. Ground, if you make one wrong move, show one act of verbal aggression, I'm going to blow your brains out in the middle of aisle 6. In the middle of aisle 6. Somehow he felt it. He didn't want the water that he walked in to buy. No, he just walked out the door, got in his Escalade, and drove off. What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you, bro? I mean, I just want to know, because everybody got to justify their own shit. And if you need help psychologically, then we need to get you help. No one's out to get your ass, else you would have been got. Right behind him. Right behind him. He could feel me there. Go ahead. Now we both got guns. He didn't want his burger no more. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, bro? I mean, what? I mean, something's eating at you pretty fucking deep. Pretty fucking deep. Listen, we did not create your situation. You did. And you're a loser. I'm going to keep reiterating this. This is a loser in a country that's designed to make sure that he's not a loser. And he's still a loser. Working at a goddamn public park. Who felt like that he has a right as a white man to have this job above the teenagers. That's the reality of white supremacy. Now let's get to the judge. A lack of discretion. Sir. I mean, a lack of judgment. You're a loser too. You're a loser. Okay? If you don't want to compete fairly, then say that. See, we're going to make you say these things anyway, that the reason for the season is because they don't want to compete against black men. They went through that shit in the 80s and they kept losing. Father, that nobody loves you. You ain't got no daddy to fucking protect you. This is what he understands. Every time you knock on the door, a black woman answer. He knock on the door, a black child answer. He knock on the door, no black man answers. So what do you think are the sociological consequences of this upon them over decades? Over decades. It tells them we can do whatever we want to do to you because you don't have your built-in security system. No daddy. Now, no buyer. Who protects you now? Since you got rid of your men. Who's going to protect you? Who's going to protect your child? And if I see one more black child running behind their mama doing some stupid shit, say, mama, say, man, we sick of you. We was sick of your ass in the 90s. I seen it, man, listen. We sick of you. You have no buyer. And you see how these people are gunning down your children and calling it a lack of judgment. No matter staying. But anyway, what's wrong with this fool? We didn't make you a loser. And that's what you are. Every time I think about he works at a public pool around children with a gun. I have never. You know what? Y'all better talk to your brothers. Talk to your uncles. No, in fact, it's too late for that. Start separating from them. Good white folk, you're going to have to do the same thing that good black people are going to have to do. Separate from your own. Because they making all of you look dangerous. All of you look violent. Okay, 55 years old are having momentary lapses in clarity. A momentary lapse of clarity that leads to a lack of judgment. But the man got up, pulled the pistol to people who had not put hands on him. Oh, I forgot. I don't have to wait for a crime to develop legally. I can shoot you while you're planning it. I can shoot you the very moment that you have instilled fear in my heart. I can see the bullshit, and I can most definitely understand children. And here's and you don't understand how it looks. White judge, white perpetrator, white police, white defense, white prosecutor. And then you'll tell us that, we have to submit to judgment by a jury of our peers. A jury of our peers, sir, would be all black. You get what I'm saying? So now he will be tried by a jury of his peers. They're going to be white because they're his peers. So how is the jury here make it? If I let your wife make it, if I let your dad make it, hell, I might be so damn enraged I kill everybody in the goddamn house. And I feel well within my rights, cause that's what you done to my son. You murdered him. But you fully expect that no black father's gonna show up. Just a family of women, crying and a weeping and a wailing. Which you'd be right. You'd be right, sir. Because that's what you helped to create. Because that's what you need to live in this country of privilege for yourself. One who raised it, kill the one who ever nurtured it. You kill the one who made it possible. You kill the one who laid down and then gave them comfort, gave them sexual access. All of them gotta go. They all gotta die, sir, because of you. They all gotta die because in my mind, they should have chose better. I wouldn't have chose you as a friend. I wouldn't have chosen your daughter as a wife. See what I'm saying to you? I would have never did it. So they should have exercised similar emasculated men. You can do all of that. But how do you fare against masculinity? How do you fare against somebody shooting back at you? How do you fare a mano a mano? We already know how you fare. You're going to fold. Just like the guy did at the gas station. Just like the guy at the goddamn Burger King. See, you can't see yourself being gunned down by a black man. That's like a horror show to you. That's like a horror. That's the worst thing that could ever happen. You know it and I know it. You know it and I know it. Why you think he wrap it up? Ain't nobody gonna hide behind nothing. You ain't gonna hide behind your race. You ain't gonna hide behind your culture. You ain't gonna hide behind your upbringing. You ain't gonna hide behind none of that shit. And you ain't gonna hide behind your whiteness. I'm not gonna see your ass as white. I'm gonna see your ass as wicked. I see what lives inside your ass. Damn your white skin. I see what exists inside of it. And because of that, you're gonna lose your life. You're going to lose your life. And I'm not going to run anywhere. I'm going to be waiting right outside as the police drive up. I'm going to have the weapon, throw the clip this way, and throw the weapon that way. There's a few people who look like you. People who have a proclivity to be like you. I'll be killing them too. Right up in that courtroom. And I'll force the judge to go by the law. I'll make them do it. If you don't want your children killed, then quit raising them like they are the cat's meow, like they still masters on a plantation. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.